Yo, I'll give y'all some time to get up in the room. I know it's been a minute. Let me see who jump on here real quick. I'm doing like a little car wash fundraiser outside, so I figured since I'm gonna be sitting still for a little while, I'll do a live. If they become too noisy in the background, y'all let me know. In the building, who that? What's good with it? Hold on one second. Do something. Let me fix some stuff. Yo, what's good, Alpha Mason? I can't hear myself. Can you hear me all right? Yep, he live. What's good with you? There's 18 of y'all in here. Hold up. Let me fix this the details on this video real quick. And then we should be good. Hold on. Get rid of all the boxing content. Get rid of that. Get rid of I'll leave that in there. All right, we good. We good. Let's talk about it. Debbie Green, what's up? She said, okay, the notifications are notifying finally. You finally caught alive. I sound clear, good. He said, you checking out Asim Richards, the next left guard? Mm-hmm. Sadiqa Charles, what's up? What's up? He said, you a little skeptical on the Deuce hype. We're gonna start up in a second. I'm just saying what's up to everybody. David Holden, what's good? What's good? If y'all hear some noise in the background, as I said when I first got on, I'm having it's like I let somebody rent my space out. They have like a little car wash fundraiser joint outside, so you might hear people screaming and hollering. And if somebody come get me, they come get me, but because they might need me for something, so I might jump up. But I'm just giving y'all that a heads up early on. But I figured since I'm sitting still, might as well do a live. I haven't done a live in a minute and touch the people, man. Hey Chester, what's good? Who else we got in here? Yeah. All right. Well, let's go. The Deuce hype, like you said, Alpha. Like I don't think there's a lot of Deuce hype. I don't get what you mean. Like if you say you're skeptical about what, like they're not saying that Deuce is going to be a bell cow. They said Deuce is going to be electrifying, and I don't think you can deny that. I mean, when you look at his productivity in college, he was very productive of just his size. If Deuce was a 6 foot running back, he would have been a top 10 guy or a top 15 guy with his level of productivity. So to say you say his hype around him, I don't think you could say his resume points to hype. There's no hype. He's just a good player that I think will come in and do some damage. So there's no Deuce Vaughn hype. I think that's exactly what you're going to get. What you see. A guy that they're going to bring in for spot work, for screen passes, for a change of pace. He's not going to be asked to carry the load. So he's as hype as he needs to be. Like he's where he needs to be. I don't think he's anywhere up or down as far as where they got him at. Asmodeus, what's up? Special K. Business doing good, man. Like I am business, so business good. You see, I'm tired. I don't get to sit still, and y'all don't see me that often because what happened was I started this to like have time to sit still, and I haven't had time since April to sit still, which is crazy. So for me, something about to give because I didn't start this business to do wellness. But I started it to do this. I wanted to do more of it, so it's time to sit down and start doing more content. Your homeboy's going crazy. All the content creators saying RB2. Yeah, why he not an RB2? That's not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's not an RB2, man. On Deuce Trust Your Eyes, TP better look out. I don't think it's that crazy where TP better look out. I think they both complement each other. So if that's the hype you're talking about, I get it. Like he's not going to come in here and supplant, Tony Pollard, but he's doing, I think, what we need him to do. So no problems there. I got no problems with it. Who else we got in here? David Jenkins, what's up, man? He said, "You at work?" He said, "Blues barbecue truck." You'll check out the video later. But he be hitting me, man. They be hitting me, showing love all the time. They going crazy outside. Tell I can hear it. He said, "You not sold on Jalen Tolbert?" All right. Well, listen. Since I asked you who you not sold on. I can't agree with you, Alpha Mason, on the Deuce, but we're gonna move on to on the Tolbert. I can't say I'm not sold on Tolbert due to the fact that I can clearly see the amount of work he's putting in, and I wasn't undersold on Tolbert. If Tolbert had an opportunity to get in the game and showed me that he was trash on the field, not IQ wise, but just his ability to play, then I could agree with you. But he never got that opportunity. Like Tolbert was cerebrally left off the game. He didn't know what Kellen Moore was asking him to do. So I can't say I was never sold on him because he never got an opportunity to fail me. I'm just as sold on Tolbert as I was his rookie year. To me, he's still a rookie. He's not a guy that did something last year and needs to do more. Last year was a red shirt for me. So it's just like we just drafted him. That's how I look at it. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all in here too, for sure. Without great offensive line play, we wouldn't hear much about Deuce. We start a narrative and leave out the substance. Deuce is one of those guys that's so little. He like a little Barry Sanders guy. He's gonna be good because he's so small behind the line. And Tolbert's gonna be good because he's putting the work and we simplified the offense. So and Dak likes. If Dak doesn't like you, then you have a problem. But when Dak likes you, he's gonna try to find you. So he's going to get every opportunity early, especially with guys like Cooks and CeeDee Lamb and MG. Those guys are going to get attention when they're on the field. So when he gets out there, he gets his opportunities to get out there. I'm thinking Tolbert's going to have a Cedric Wilson type of season for us where, he's not going to be the leader in any category unless there's some sort of, knock on wood, injury or anything like that to someone ahead of him. But other than that, he's going to be a guy that comes in, gets us a couple touchdowns, gives us some good red zone looks, and he lives to fight another day, man. Talk media. What's good with you, man? What's good with you? Debbie Green says she thinks Tolbert's going to have a breakout game on Kellen Moore. Oh yeah, he is. He's going to have a breakout season. That's fair on Tolbert. I want to see him with the ones versus the other ones. True. Yeah, true. People who I'm not sold on right now are the people who were already here. You know what I mean? Not so many of the rookies. I do want to see, speaking of rookies, though, I do want to see Miles Brooks do a little bit more. I liked his tackling last game, but I think he needs more reps because he looked like he was cold. He looked like he was trying to still figure things out in coverage. But I liked his tackling. He did understand where to be. He came down, was physical. But the number one guy I'm not sold on right now, man, is Eric Scott. Scott has been talked about something crazy when it comes to coverage in camp. He's having a great camp, blah, blah, blah. But what I saw that I didn't like in him were two things in film. His playing off, they played him off a lot in college. And also tackling. And that's the things that I didn't like the first game. He wasn't coming up to tackle very well. A couple of those runs on the edge were in his gap. And then also when he played off, he gave up like a 3rd and 10 first down. So simple, so easy. That I was like, yeah, he doesn't know how to play off coverage. I think he's great in press man, but you can't get out there and think that, you only can play press man and you're going to be good because they'll run trips your direction, 3-by-1 set, stuff like that. And you're going to have to back off for those exchanges. And when you back off, if you're nothing in off coverage, you can't get on the field. So that's the one I'm really concerned about. That's the one I'm concerned about, Scott. If you're talking about rookies. Outside of that, I'm just excited to see a lot of these guys get out there who I haven't seen in a while. And I'm excited to get out here and talk to y'all. Are we seeing the end of the Kelvin Joseph experiment? Now, that's another one. I don't even have to say I'm disappointed in that one. I think y'all kind of know, but I think this is the end of his experiment, personally. Could he survive it? Maybe. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me because I don't hear myself on my mic. But I hear you. I mean, I guess y'all can hear me. Y'all can say that. Yeah, but Kelvin Joseph, I'm disappointed because to me, he's Anthony Brown, man. Like, he's good enough to be here, but not making plays is not great. and he's an athlete that's fast enough to run with these guys. He can shadow anybody in coverage, but he doesn't understand what cues to look at. And it comes from the fact that he needs more reps. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he needs more reps because he knows how to shadow you. He's like Velcro. He's always where he needs to be, but he doesn't know those cues as to when to turn and look for the ball or when to get in a position to break the ball up. And we saw that a lot with first it was Orlando Scandrick, then it was Anthony Brown. Cheeto had a little bit of that in him too, and now you're getting that from KJ. So I don't dislike KJ's game. I think KJ is more of a fourth round, fifth round guy that we took in the second round because of his athletic prowess. I think that's what we did with him. I think he's a developmental guy. I don't think he's a guy that's going to come out and wow you. And that's because in college, he didn't get a lot of time. You know, he didn't get a lot of time to adjust to the college game because he was, you know, already moving around. Went from LSU to Kentucky, didn't play a lot, you know what I mean? So he didn't play 4 years, so he didn't play a lot. So it was like, okay, you know, you see what you see is what you get, you know. What you see is what you get with KJ. So I'm disappointed, but I don't think I don't think there was any hype for me to like fall off with KJ. I'm where I was coming into the season with KJ. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything else to really say about that. Defensive line, I want to see my guy Chauncey, man. He got to finish because Chauncey's been in position to make plays a lot. Not only this season, but last year too. Chauncey got to finish at the point of attack. He's very violent when it comes to the guy in front of him, but he's very cuddly when it comes to the quarterback. And I need him to come down and show that he's like an evil dude. Like Chauncey's a violent guy. He needs to finish. You know what I mean? I need to see more of that. You would say Neville Gallimore. You know, Neville Gallimore is a guy that's got to do something. You know, in preseason. Even if he does do something, I don't think Nev makes this team. And I like Nev, but I don't think he makes this team due to the fact that when you really look at him, he even if he balls out in preseason, it doesn't matter because you're not going to get rid of Chauncey. I don't think because he's a little younger, and you just moved him to 3 tech. You're not going to get rid of Fehoko unless you put him on a practice squad or something like that due to injury. Maybe they do that with him and redshirt him. Then you got guys like Osa that's going to be here, Mozzie's going to be here, Bohan is going to be here, Hankins is going to be here. You know what I mean? So it's Neville Gallimore on the bottom of that room when it comes to defensive tackles. And I don't think it's anything to do with the fact that he can't play, though. I think we just have better guys in front of him who are a little bit more physical, and he has no identity. You know, is he a pass rusher? Is he a 1 tech? Is he a 3 tech? He could do a little bit of everything. He flashes in each position, but not consistent enough for you to say this is what he is. So that's Nev for you. Edge-wise, I'm excited to see what Land is going to do. A little bit disappointed last game in number 51. What's that? Darrell Johnson, I think it is. I want to see more out of Johnson, although he's a rookie and undrafted. He had opportunities to make plays too, and he was, passing up on them, man. So, like I said, and 94. Why they put number 94? Why they put number 94 on that dude, man? Banagoo or whatever his name is, man. He don't deserve 94. No. I wasn't feeling it. And I think people were. I wasn't, though. I wasn't feeling it. And Nev's gonna be going though, man. The safety room too, man. I don't got nobody in the safety room I don't like right now. But the safety room is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be some tough cuts in the safety room. Probably Koyo, I think, will be at the bottom of that room right now. And Koyo is pretty good. Koyo can start in this league, I do believe. He's physical. He can run. He can hit. I don't know about his ball skills, but you got Marquise Bell. He's not going anywhere. This is his first year, really. He was redshirted last year. This is Koyo's second redshirt season, so the third would be if he doesn't make it the 53-man roster this year. So I think if you're going to keep somebody, you're probably going to keep Wanye over Koyo at this point with the way Wanye's playing. And you saw how much time they gave Wanye last game. That shows you how they view him. They want to get a good look at him because he's been showing up in training camp. And if he can, show that he can continue to do that. Cool. The one thing that might save the a couple of those safeties though is injury. So I don't know how the season's going to start with Wilson. If Wilson's not ready by day one, which I think he will be, but if he's not ready by day one, then they'll probably keep one or more of those guys that we think is on the bubble. What's up? Who else? Mark Jones. Osa is cold 3-tech, but I hate to see Dan put him at 1, 2 light in the ass. Yeah, they don't put him at the 1-tech though. Osa's always at the 3. Osa's at the 3. He's always out there with a 1-tech. So I don't think Osa's a 1-tech at all. And I think the fact that he has guys that even when he's not, when Hankins isn't in there, you got other guys that can come in there and draw that double team. It's going to make it so that Osa can get those one-on-ones he needs, because Osa is going to have, I think, a breakout year as far as his pass rush productivity, because he's going to be one-on-one a lot. And you can't one-on-one with Osa, man. You can't do it. Now, you can double him all you want, but you can't one-on-one with Osa. He's freakishly strong for his size, even though he's a small guy, and he's fast. He's the reason why I didn't care to get the other kid. What was the kid that was like 280 that was coming out of Pittsburgh this year that everybody wanted? I'm like, we got one already. Forgot his name. I forget his name. I know what I'm talking about though. Kevin Robinson, what's good with you, Brody? He said, what's good, AKOYE? Finally catching you live. Yeah, man, I ain't been live a lot lately. I got in a car accident right after we opened this place, April 21st. Crazy car accident, flew up in the air, and then I've been in rehab ever since, physical therapy. So I've just been busy. It's not like my body's fine, I'm cool, but I've been busy. So between physical therapy 3 days a week, being here all the time, and then I'm still training guys. I had guys that are in training camp for fights and stuff like that. So it's like, after doing all that, then having kids too, and then I'm a grandfather now. So it's like a lot of shit going on where sitting down and getting live is like, it was harder to do. But I'm going to make it happen this football season. My family just going to have to suffer during football season. They just going to be mad at me, man. It is what it is. He was drafted by Tampa. Yeah. That's, you know what I'm talking about. He said, since we added Mozzie, they'll reduce the stunts. I don't think so. Those guys that are big and strong in the middle, they make the stunt game a little easier because they get better push in the pocket. So you get more gaps. So you still gonna see some stunts. You're just not gonna see it with 2 1-techs out there. You might not see as many stunts with Hankins and Mozzie out there, but when Mozzie and Osa's out there, you see some stunts with Mozzie or Hankins and whoever's 3-tech. When you got Chauncey at 3-tech, Fihoko at 3-tech, or Osa at 3-tech, you definitely will see stunts. So I don't think Dan Quinn's going to take that out of this game, because, again, with those guys being able to push the pocket like that, those true 1-techs, and still soak up double teams, you're putting stress on that offensive line, because now it's not only one-on-one on those other 3 guys. You can still get there with 4. You're going to want to chip Parsons. You don't want one-on-one on Parsons. You don't want one-on-one on D-Law. And D-Law likes to crash the B-gap anyway, so he's definitely stunting. And then you don't want one-on-one with Osa. But when you add the effect of those guys actually gaming you too, and you're one-on-one with them, it's going to make it so that offenses have to do more, and they have to be a little bit more vanilla, because they're going to have to leave guys in there to chip and help with Parsons. Your running back's going to have to help with Parsons, and then that just frees up other guys too. So I think they're going to be stunting. As far as Harper versus Cox, Harper or Cox, the question, Brandon Meaders question, great question. I still think it's going to be Cox. Harper had a great game though last game. I won't hate him, but I think all the linebackers were playing pretty good due to the fact that that front 4 was stout, so they were able. The linebackers weren't getting blocked that often. You know what I mean? They really weren't. And if they go through the season not getting blocked that often the way they weren't last game, if we see more of that this game, then that shows you that the Mozzie experiment is already going correct. I want to see Mozzie get a little bit more pressure, but I had Mozzie ranked pretty high last game. He was one of my number 1 contributors last game. Outside of I think it was Mozzie and then Clark on the defense. Now I have to still give Clark's contribution credit because of Mozzie, because of what Mozzie was doing. those guys are running free. So I like them, and I like Wanye last game too. Okoye, where you rank Dak as a QB going into this season? I don't have a number for him. I just put him as a top QB, a top 10 QB in my book. Where you want to put him, I could argue a bunch of different ways. I might argue it, 5 today, 8 tomorrow, but it doesn't matter to me. He's a top 10 QB. And when you're a top 10 QB, you can end up anywhere on that list as the season goes on, too. So I don't look at him as a guy that's like fighting for recognition the way everybody else thinks so. It's good to talk about. It makes a good fallacious type of or salacious type of narrative when you are on ESPN or something like that. No hate to those guys, but you gotta have something to talk about. So saying that 15 interceptions is a lie because he led the league, just like when Trayvon led the league in interceptions, he led the league in yards. And last year there was no talk about yards because he did get the interceptions, he got the yards. They're going to make a narrative, especially when it comes to us. They're going to create narratives all the time. So when you see that, when I see that that's a consistent trend, I don't really care about where Dak is ranked. As long as you got him somewhere near the top, you're going to have to. Because when you start seeing the Justin Fields and those guys ranked up there above or around Dak, and you still clowning and talking like Dak ain't that, then you just don't know football. To me, it's like arguing with a 5-year-old at that point. Oh, shout out to Tom Stacks too on Twitter. Those who've seen that argument, me and the Eagles fans been having. He was gracious enough to come up on my show, man, and do a show with me, talking his shit. So I like when people disagree, but you can disagree with me. So he got on and we talked for about an hour, man. That'll air probably Monday after I finish editing. But he got on, man. So speaking of people who argue like 5-year-olds, he was arguing like a 5-year-old on Twitter, but he got it together when he got it. Said sorry to hear about the accident. You said you was in the bad one when you was 17, still affected by it. I was in the bad one when I was 18 too. Yeah, that's the reason I didn't get my degree, man. I got a crazy car accident. Until next time, as Sadiqa Charles. You out of here, Sadiqa? See you. What's my take on the tight end room? Oh, that's a good question. Stevens is a beast. I'll start there. And he's tall as hell. The tight end room is going to be scary because when y'all start talking about tough cuts, I think McKeon's going to be cut if he's not already. But then you got Stevens, and I think it's going to be Stevens and Hendershot is going to be fighting with Stevens, man, because they both got similar skill sets. And it's going to come down to which one of those two can block the best because they both are long, good wide receivers from the tight end position, can flex out into the wide. And I think that is good for us. But they both have similar skill sets. More receiver than tight end. And I want to see how well both of those guys are blocking. And then I'll decide from there. But I know Fergie's going to be here. And I know we know Luke is going to be here. But that room is looking good. All four of those tight ends. Even McKeon, I like his blocking. McKeon doesn't get to do anything else. But I think with McKeon, they used to use him flex as like fullback flex tight end. And I don't think you need that anymore when you got – I think they're going to either be using Hunter for that, Hunter Lipke. I want to see more from him this game, or Princeton Fant for that. So if you got guys that can flex in that fullback position, I don't think there's much room for McKeon at this point. I don't think there's much room for him. Let's see. Good to hear you doing better, Okoye. Which player or position of strength do you see us trading before the season starts? Well, we got trade value at tight end because they're all young and good. We got trade value in the safety room for sure. They're all good. You got trade value even in your cornerback room. We got trade value all over this team. We're very deep. Our wide receiver room is deep. Our tight end room is deep. Our running back room is deep, but you won't see any trade value there because nobody values running backs. But we got some good running backs there. When you count Lipke, I count Lipke and Princeton Fan as running backs because they both can run the ball. So when you got Lipke and Princeton Fan, who are fullback running backs, tweeners, more of our power backs, you got Jones, that's 3. Then you got Dowdle, you got Davis, you got Deuce, and you got TP. We got a deep-ass running back room. We don't have, we got 2 that I would say are, boom, they're there, and that's TP and Deuce. But the rest of the running back room ain't so bad. So when you got that going on, I mean, we're deep everywhere. We even got 2 quarterbacks. I like Cooper Rush. I like what Greer was doing. So I like Cooper Rush and I like that. So we're deep almost everywhere. Even on the offensive line, you got guys like Sam Richards who won't start. I don't think he'll start. But when you look at what Mike what's Scolari, what he likes to do, what he did with Seattle a lot was bringing Fant's cousin, the other Fant, I think G Fant, Greg Fant, I don't know his name, but it's Princeton Fant's cousin. He would bring him in on the line as an extra added tight end. So they would do 2 tight ends, but one would be a tackle, the other one's actual tight end. And I think we'll see a little bit of that too in our power run situation, especially early in the game. They started sneaking 2 tight ends out there late in games. What they like to do early in games is inflict pain, so and protect the quarterback. So they were bringing that extra lineman in there. So I think Sim Richards, even if there's no injuries in that starting 5, he'll still get on the field at times. So you will see him. But I like what I was saying out of them. I think Walesko, was it Walesko? No, it was Ball. Ball looks evil. He's wild, man. Maybe it's the mullet. I don't know. But he's wild. Got hair flying. But he looks evil. So I like what he was trying to do out there. But I think those guys are, they still like a year away. Who else we got? Let's see what else we talk about here. 12-5 for the floor, Okoye. I don't care. Playoffs is the floor. Once we get in the playoffs, win the shit. I don't give a fuck how we get in the playoffs. I don't care what our record is. Get to the playoffs and win in the playoffs. It's like LA now to me. Get to the playoffs and then start playing. You know what I mean? We already know we're a consistent playoff team. We already know we can make the playoffs with this roster. If we don't make the playoffs with this roster, I don't care about injuries. No excuses because we're deep. And we were deep last year, and we overcame a lot of injuries early last year, including the quarterback. So injury is no excuse. If we don't make the playoffs this year, then you guys can start coming for heads if you want. But I think we're a consistent playoff team at this point. It's about winning in the playoffs, nothing else. I don't care about what our record is. I don't give a shit. I don't. But if you ask me, is 12-5 the floor? I think we're a good enough team to be better than 12-5. Yes, I do. Hold on. He said, I had a problem with giving out 94 until D Ware has a Bronco jersey, etc. in the Hall of Fame display. Hall of Fame display, and no Cowboy anything. What the hell? I don't get what you mean. No Cowboy anything. What you mean? No Cowboys anything. Hold on. D Ware has a all Bronco jersey on in the Hall of Fame. What the fuck? Maybe they did. Yo, man. Jerry got chill, man. Jerry got chill because they don't like Jerry, man. No, Jerry got chill, man. D Ware was mad, man. Yeah, he's mad. Jerry got chill. LVE is on a bubble, though. I'll tell you that. If these young wild men keep running around, although they rested LVE, if I was LVE, I would get on the field because they rested him because it's like supposed to be safe to say he makes this team, but with them youngins running around wild like that, I mean, maybe they don't know the game quite yet, so they probably still gonna keep LVE the same way they did Jalen. They might try to trade LVE though or get rid of him mid-season. I don't think LVE is starting this full season. I just don't, because what I saw out of Clark is ready. Clark ready. Overshawn might not know everything yet, but he wild. You know what I'm saying? And I think Brillo is ready too. I really do. Brillo is very. What I saw out of him is no missteps and calm, getting to the ball, and he knows what he's doing out there finally. So, and I don't think he's hesitant because of the injury. So it's gonna be a tough one for LV this season, man. Let's see. He said, and let's be honest, part of the talk is because he's a black quarterback. Oh, you talking about Dak? I don't know, because it's a lot of black quarterbacks they putting above him that's trash to me. So I can't even say it's because he's black. I think it's because he's Dak and he's a Cowboy. So I did that in that breakdown that I did. I thought it was a race thing, but they love Jalen Hurts. They be saying Jalen Hurts is a top quarterback. They love Justin Fields. They love these guys. They love Lamar Jackson. He's still up there. And to me, Lamar Jackson still hasn't proven it with his arm yet. But they love these guys. So I don't think it's because he's black. He black. I don't think it's because he's black. That's what's up. I know you are. I know you are him. I know you are him up. Pause. I don't get it. Are him up. I don't. I don't know what him up means, but him. I am him. If you saying that though. Really excited to watch more Overshawn. What is your grandkid going to call you? Congrats. Yeah, I don't know. You don't call me Yay, man. Like granddaddy, that pop Yay or Yay pop or some shit. Because I'm not a grand. I'm 40, but I don't look 40. I don't feel like I look 40. Maybe to somebody I look 40, but I don't look 40 to me. I don't feel 40. I feel better than I did when I was 25 because I was working at the bar at 25, drunk every night. So I feel good. I feel healthy and strong. You know what I mean? I'm running around sparring my guys. So I feel good. So nah. I don't know what he's gonna call me, but I know I don't feel like a grandpa. I know that. I'm happy though. I'm happy to be one, but I don't feel like one. Hit that like button. Jalen Hurts is kind of trash, to be honest. Hey man, I ain't gonna hate on the kid. He's a young quarterback that's up and coming. I don't got nothing bad to say about him. I just look at him like he's a young running quarterback, which is what he is. Like to call him, they be calling him like great. I'm like, shit. Okay. You said you'll be at the game tonight. Excited to watch the defense fly around. Eric Montoya, take some pictures and send them to me, man. Maybe you make a thumbnail or something. Yeah, send them to me. I got you. No, you good? You good? You good? You gotta go to the bathroom or something? Oh, you filling up water? Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. Don't mind me. Yeah, no, but I think he good though. I think he good. Jalen Hurts is not trash, man. He not trash. Hold up. Said O line health and depth is my biggest concern. Then you ain't got nothing to be concerned with if that's your biggest concern. Because you got to think about it like this: the O line is deep. We got guys that I think can play, and the philosophy prior to this season was the problem with O line. It's not our O line. Even last year, I think we got guys. You ever pay attention to the fact that we know how to draft everywhere except O line? We drafting all these O line guys, and we keep clapping for all of our scouts, right? But they always wrong with the O line. No, they're not wrong. Those guys can play. Ball, Valesco, they can play. I think they can play. What I think we'll have a problem with, I think it was Valesco that was the wild one too. I said Ball. Ball is not the one I was excited to see. It was Valesco. I don't remember. But this offensive line can play. With our last regime with Kellen Moore, you had guys pass blocking for an entire game. So that means they're getting hit the whole game. And then on top of that, we're run blocking out of draw plays and shotguns. So they're still coming out in pass looks, running the ball. There wasn't a lot of power run game going on. And when we did do those things, we played well. We would just go away from it, not because it wasn't working. It was working when Cooper Rush was in there. It was working when we saw Schultz beating the hell out of Bosa against the Chargers. It works when we do it. We don't like doing it. We didn't do it a lot because that plays against what Kellen Moore likes to do in the pass game. So I think when you see more power run, it doesn't matter as much who you have in there on the offensive line, because the way Scolari plays offensive line, our coach's offensive line, is to inflict pain on the defensive line so that later on in games, they can't fire off the ball. This ain't Madden, and I say this all the time. If a defensive lineman has to stop you on a 1 yard run, and he got doubled and got hit, got his legs chopped down on a short pass play, because this is Texas Coast offense. So they're getting their legs cut out, they're getting hit, they're getting beat on. We know what the Eagles were able to do doing that with a less talented pass game, right? So when you do that to a defensive line, they're one, tired, two, hurt and banged up, and they still feel that in the fourth quarter. It's not Madden, you know what I mean? They feel that. So I'm not as scared about our offensive line. I think I trust our scouts. I think our offensive line is better than what they have been. I think the philosophy was wrong. We got maulers that were playing like ballerinas. We need to let our line loose and let them just get after it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see who we got. It's going to be tough to make this roster to have the light linebacker room. Nah, might have to go light at linebacker. Why would we go light at linebacker? I mean, some of those guys can actually get pushed to the y'all good. No problem. Some of those guys might get pushed to to the practice squad. But I think the linebacker room is good. And then you got guys who are linebacker / safeties too, like Marquise Bell. I don't know what he is. He's a linebacker and a safety. You know what I mean? And so is Wanye Thomas too. As big as he is, Wanye Thomas. I didn't know he was that big, man. Wanye Thomas is just as big as Overshawn. Overshawn got like 12 pounds of him. That's it. 12 pounds. They the same dude. They big as shit. 6'3", one 6'3", 220, the other one 6'3", 235. Like they the same size guy. So I think they may go light if you look at it that way. But those guys still make the practice squad. They're not gonna make the 53. And you got young guys who I think can clear waivers, like Harper to clear again. Harper don't need to be on the 53 man with the way we play. Yeah, I think Brillo might be bubbled out right now because of that. He got to play well in the preseason and show those guys something. Swing tackle, you were saying. Michael Zimmerman, what's good, man? Amen. He said Bash looked good. That's who it was. It was Bash, not Ball. I knew it was a B word. I was like, who was the wild man with the hair flying? It was like, it was Bash I was talking about. It wasn't Ball or Willetsko. I'm wrong about both. I was like, I knew it had a B last name. It was short, but it wasn't Ball. Yeah. Thoughts on Zeke in New England? I'm happy for him. Zeke gonna get the opportunity to carry the rock the way he's supposed to. This is what New England does. New England brings in older running backs that still got some tread, like they did with Corey Dillon and those guys. Garrett Blunt. They bring guys in there that still have life left, and I think Zeke is gonna go in there and show that he is still Zeke. The injuries that he sustained and the way he played, that's the Patriot way. I think Bill Belichick will respect him as he should be respected. So I don't got a problem with Zeke in New England. Shout out to him. Glad he changed the number 15. I want to see him get back to his Cowboy form, which I think he will, because I know they know how to use him. So Zeke gonna look good over there. He's gonna look good over there. He's gonna look good. You know, let's pray for a healthy season for him. You said you felt like he would have been productive in this offense. I do too. You said Houston lost their team to Tennessee. Facts. LVE hanging on by a thread. Yeah. You said Clark, Overshawn, and Harper. Clark, Overshawn, and Harper. You got Harper over Cox right now? I don't got Harper over Cox yet. I don't. Maybe though. I like Harper though, but I don't know. Brillo still. I still got faith in Brillo, man. I still got faith in him. I don't think injury means you can't play. Prior to him getting injured, Brillo was on his way. He was on his way. He got injured. Then last year was more of a red shirt season. He had a big brace on, couldn't cut. And some of the things on the cerebral end of it, he still wasn't getting yet. So I think if he doesn't understand what he's doing now, then he won't understand what to do. And then, maybe he loses out due to just not understanding where to be. But I don't think so. I was watching this film last game. He was poised. No false steps at all. He was where he needed to be and was aggressive. I think that's why they're playing LV at the edge some. They're trying to get some young linebackers in the field. No, I don't think LV going to be an edge at all. Because if you go and say who will be a stand-up edge guy that's young, if you wanted to put somebody out there, it would be Land, it would be Fowler. Those guys can stand up and play the edge. So I don't think you need LV playing a lot of the edge. I think if you see him out on the edge, it's because they want to confuse you. By putting him on the edge, you don't know what he's doing. And if you put Micah in the middle and Sam Williams on the other side at the edge, you really don't know what the Cowboys are doing. You can probably think Williams is probably coming, but with Micah in the middle, is he coming or going? You don't know. With LV on the edge, is he coming or going? You don't know. You don't know what he's doing. He might be covering the tight end. He might be dropping back in coverage. He might be blitzing. You don't know what he's doing. So I think when you put LV on the edge, it confuses an offense more so than makes it so that a young guy can get on the field. I think when they do that, they'll probably put Parsons in the middle of the field. So, me personally. Sandra Love, what's up? She said, hey, AKOYE Media, have you got rid of LV and forgot about LV and forgot about it? Geez. They should have got rid of LV and forgot about it. I think that's what you said. Yeah. No, I think LV saved himself with the the playoffs. Saved him. Like he played good down the stretch, and that keeps saving him. He like one of those guys, those fighters that look like he about to get knocked the fuck out, and the ref about to call it, and then he start throwing punches. You be like, oh shit, he started connecting punches. He ain't dead yet. LV ain't dead yet, but he dying. He dying, but he ain't dead yet, man. Leave him alone, man. Who we got? We got Airborne Bullies TV. He said, just supporting, just stopping by, showing support, salute. Oh man, I'm always gonna appreciate that, my G. You know what I'm saying? Travel light. You know what I'm saying? You already know. Travel light, man. Appreciate that. You already know. Who else we got? Texas is different. Facts. Congratulations on the grandbaby. Thank you. Because the kicker situation, somebody need to get their ass kicked. Yeah, that's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. The kicker situation is a bad joke. I don't know what we're gonna do about these kickers, man. Go get a veteran and call it a day. Just go get a veteran, and if the veteran fuck up, he fuck up. But I don't want no more young guys we don't know about because I don't want to find out that they can't do it in the middle of the season. Go get you a veteran and call it a day. Eastside Harold, he said, "We need you. We need to see you box Greg Hackett. Greg, my man, we would never box. You crazy? We wouldn't box. We might spar. Man. He used to train me too. He trained me a little bit. So I like Greg. Why you don't like Greg, man? He done cursed you the fuck out or something? Yeah, man, leave Greg alone. Before I tell him about you, man. No, I like Greg. Stop trying to cause Philly on Philly beef. My son's training at his gym right now. Yeah, boom. There isn't a single team with a good O-line depth. This one does. They jamming outside too. I don't know if y'all can hear it. I don't see the Eagles winning 10 games this year. I think they caught lightning in the bottle like 2017. Woo! 10 games, they can't win. Why not? They got the same team as last year. They got better. They might win 10 games. You know, last year they had a good roster and they had a good schedule. And that was lightning, if you want to call it that. This year, it's going to be tough. I said this to Tom, who was arguing with me about it, the Eagles fan. It's nothing against Hurts. The film is out against Hurts, just like the film came out against Dak the second year. Everybody loved Dak 2016. Then 2017, it was like, what the fuck is Dak? Right? Why? Because film catches up to us all. Film caught up to Michael Vick. You couldn't catch Vick one year, then they broke gravy out of his ankle. The Ravens caught him in preseason. It was like, get him out of here. Then DeMarcus Ware was catching interceptions in the backfield, running them to the house and smacking it. Like, once the film catch up to you, that's when I know who you are as a quarterback. I don't know what Hurts is yet. And I don't not good or bad. It's not hate. I don't know what he is because, he works hard. He's great in the locker room. Great. I like who he is when he shows up to the press conferences. So I like him as a person, like how he thinks, and how hard he works. So that makes me think that if he has enough time to develop, he will develop because he's working hard to develop. So this year, I think it will be a bump though, because he's lost his offensive coordinator and the film will catch up to what he was doing last year. If they come out trying to repeat what they were doing last year, they will have a problem. If he's gotten better already, he's reading defenses, he can move guys around with his eyes, and he's better in the pocket, you might not see that. They might get more than 10 wins easy. Chaz Ball. Hit the like. Not CJ Stroud. He won't. Damn. Let me see. Schultz is non-existent without that. I don't know. Schultz is a good tight end. He's just not great. Okoye, glad to see you back chopping it up. Me too, man. Me too. Oh, Lauren here. I didn't even know you was in here, my brother. Hold on. Let me give you an invite. I didn't even know you was in here. My bad, bro. I ain't see you. I wasn't ignoring you, man. I'm sending it to you right now. That's my guy. Good to hear from you. Hold on a second. I'll just send it to you right now, Law, if you still there. Boom. Sent, Law. Yeah, I sent it to you. I ain't see it. That was like That was 10 minutes ago, but you should still be in here. My bad. I hadn't gotten down that far yet. Benjamin Robinson, he said, what are your thoughts on the Sim Richards? I thought he looked good at tackle against Jacksonville. I like Osa. He got foot. Like, if you got the feet, you could deal with speed rushes on the left side. Left tackles they gotta have feet. Right tackles need to be strong. I think Steele is stronger than what people gave him credit for. That's why he did better at right tackle. And I got Osim doing his thing. Hold on, here go Law. Where you at? You just fell off, Law. Get back on. Yeah, Law was on here. Boom. Mozzie. You said Mozzie will struggle? Esau Harrell said that. That don't count you. Your whole team will struggle. Your life is a struggle as a fan because your team struggles, man. And we love you over here, bro. So we don't even feel that. You like that guy who got like Tourette syndrome. You in the building, you know what I mean? We know you talk shit. You know you can't help it, but we know you also love it here. So we don't take you personal, Eastside. It's like you're a dog with no fangs, man. You ain't got no canines. You know what I mean? Why? Because you're a little chihuahua barking all the time, man. Can't do shit. Your team can't do a damn thing, man. I don't even waste no time chopping you up no more, man. I actually like you now, man. You one of us. You one of us. Pass rushers not named Micah. You've got expectations for.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up, my brother?
Nothing to it, fam. Holla at me, man. How you been?
Oh man, I'm good, man. Good to see you, man. How you doing?
Man, one day at a time, man.
Yes,
you know
sir.
how it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
We all been busy like a bumblebee.
Definitely, man. They just asked the question, so I'll pose it to you so they can hear your answer on it. Pass rushers not named Micah. You got big expectations for. You go first.
Man, Sam Williams, man. He said he won't be a 10-sack guy, so he got to stand tall on it. You know, I think he can be.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
sure.
You know who been killing it quietly?
Who?
D-Law.
Oh, D-Law ain't been killing him quietly. He been noisy to me. I just been watching him. Like, I don't think D-Law can ever be quiet because he's D-Law. Like, you looking at him like you're always looking for 90. Yeah. I think we've kind of reserved him to run just the dirty work defensive lineman that just can do it all. But if he's looking quick, he's looking quicker. Maybe it's because he cut the hair off. I don't know. But if he returned to form this year and he's healthy. You're right, because last year he was dealing with like fractures in his legs, his knees was messed up, hands messed up, so he was banged up last season, and he was still giving me productivity. So I got off of him. You know, I was on his ass for like 2 years straight, but I got off him and LV at the end of last season because I like what they gave me, especially in the San Fran game, man. Like D-Law wasn't a liability on the edge when it comes to contain, because usually he wants to get upfield so fast. He's the guy that you can get out on the outside with. He wasn't playing.
He wasn't playing at all, man.
He wasn't playing.
Shoot, I thought I'd jump on in because I was about to hit that live button. I said, shoot, my dog AKOYE live.
Oh, yeah, man.
Let me just jump in.
It's been a minute.
Slide in, talk to my dog over here, man. Shoot.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Talk some good old football. So see who we need to pay close attention to tonight, man. Even though the game is at 12 o'clock sometime.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to watch it, though. But I'm liking you already know Wanye. I didn't know who he was, man. So I'm liking Wanye Thomas. I think he's gonna make the conversation at safety a scary conversation because you just paid some guys, but he playing like, you know, he gonna need to stay here, man. And he playing like right now. And let me see if you agree with me. I think he got the best ball skills out of all of our safeties.
He got good vision, meaning that, you know, at Georgia Georgia Tech, I believe he went
flying through the air and catching one-hand interceptions.
Everywhere. He was a kickoff return special teams guy. So when you got that means you got vision, and he got that speed. So and he's a solid built dude too. I trust him more on a punt return and kick return than Kevontae Turpin.
Yeah.
Because Kevontae, I like him, but he like to put the ball.
He
on
like sink or swim. Yeah. He might drop the rock. Hold on, somebody just hit me with a super chat. Let me say something to him.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. That's a long one too. That's Coach Marv.
Coach Marv,
what up, man? He said, "What's up, AKOYE? I'm down on Matt Forniak, high on Richards. Well, let's go. LOL. Where's my 3-4 breakdown? Show I see it coming. Send me the invite. 3-4 defensive breakdown. We
That's where
do
we
got
at.
we got a 3-4 defense now if we want one. You know what
That's
I'm
where
saying?
we at. That's where I think we are hybrid, man. I think we are just that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got guys that's better standing up like Fowler, Land. Land is a 3-4 defensive end. I don't think he's a defensive end. I think Land, even if he does put on 10, 15 more pounds, he a 3-4 guy, man. He a
Man.
3-4 guy.
So I think Coach Marv was with the ideal that we can sneak Land on the practice squad, as well
Yeah.
as John Stevens on the practice squad, I believe, Coach Marv. And I'm with the notion that you don't let that go to the practice squad. I like Chauncey Golston. I like what he brings to the table. But if it was a choice between Chauncey Golston and a dare I say Isaiah Land, I think that Land will have the higher potentials to be that dude. What's your thoughts on that?
I'll tell you like this, and it depends. The question that Coach Marv asks is actually what it depends upon. How much 3-4 we plan on playing? Because Chauncey is not bad at all. Chauncey's playing in the wrong scheme. Chauncey's a 3-4 defensive end, not a 3-4 outside linebacker, but he's a 3-4 defensive end. That's exactly how he plays. And I think, truth be told, so is D-Law at this stage in his career. No, if you have a D-Law and a Chauncey opposite a one tech like Hankins or Mozzie, and then you get to stand up Sam Williams and Parsons outside of those guys, who want to see that front? Don't nobody want to see that.
Nobody wants to see that.
And you don't have to blitz. That front five right there will bring so much pressure. And then when you need to spell them, you got Land and you got Fowler that can spell those outside linebackers. When you want to, but when you look at the way I look at Chauncey is a guy that's very physical. I just need him to finish. I don't have a problem with the way Chauncey's playing. And I look at him in this scheme as a 3-tech. So I don't think he's bumping up against a Land directly, because he's more of a 3-tech guy now. And I don't think I think Fehoko, because he's been injured, they may push him due to injury, and then that saves a spot for Chauncey. The only person that's on the bubble right now.
You're talking about a sign and then reserve, injury reserve, something like that.
He'll be an injury. Fehoko is a redshirt injury reserve guy, I think. Even though he number 93, right?
Right. He number 93.
I just see him back out there. He's been back out there this week, but I don't think he plays because he's missed a lot of camp. I don't think he plays this season on a 53-man, or at least early on, maybe till after week 8. But as far as Chauncey, I don't think Chauncey the one that's in trouble. I think Gallimore is in trouble. Chauncey, I think Gallimore in trouble. Chauncey's
what about this trading block situation?
We got a lot of that.
Armstrong.
Oh yeah. You notice I ain't said Armstrong name all day, man. And that's not out of disrespect. I like Armstrong a lot, but I ain't said his name
he's
all day.
This year's Terrell Basham, because Basham was that dude that we were like, hey, he had 5.5 sacks and something like that, and then we end up just letting him go.
Well, Armstrong is definitely a guy that took advantage of the fact that Parsons was opposite side of him, but I don't think he's dominant. I think Sam Williams, if you're looking at both those guys, Sam Williams is going to be the more dominant player overall. And honestly, if you want a guy that can take advantage of being opposite Parsons, who's not costing you a lot of money, you got Fowler for that. Like Fowler can make some noise opposite Parsons if you put him out there. So do I like Armstrong? Yes. Do we need Armstrong at this point? Nope, we don't need him. So he could, and that's no disrespect to him, but he could hit the block, and I wouldn't be surprised by that. And it's funny that you mentioned that. I think that might happen because, like I said, I haven't even said his name. I forgot about him, man.
You got all about him.
That's
because everybody else, like you sitting there saying, all right, he had 8 to 7, he had 8 to 9 sacks last season.
How you forget about a guy who had 8 sacks?
Yeah.
It's a pump block. I forgot about you. That's crazy.
Yeah, he pump block guy. But
that's crazy.
But last year around this time, Basham had 2 INTs during training camp. He had some 4 sacks and all of this stuff. He was a star. He just got hurt, and then we end up saying, you know what, sayonara.
I think that's what it's going to be, man. He said this is great. He had work sneaking on the phone.
D Block, baby. What's good with you, man? You know what I'm saying?
What's up, D Block?
Yes, indeed. The boy Trey says D Block, man.
There go Coach Marv again. Hold on, Coach Marv. He said all our D line fit 3-4 Armstrong trade coming. Oh yeah. All of our line do fit the 3-4 scheme. Like you're not wrong, especially when you got those one techs out there. You won't need to put both of. We are solid at one tech if we go 3-4 because you got 3 of them now that can rotate at the same position versus, and then you can still throw Mozzie at 3-4 defensive end sometimes or Bohanna, whatever you want to do. But with Hankins and Bohanna, they true one techs and one tech only. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think 3-4 works for us, especially if you're looking to bring pressure without blitzing as much and you want to confuse the opposing offenses. And as far as Dan Quinn goes, if you want to change the tape up, because we got a lot on tape. He can run the 3-4. We already know that.
Well, let me throw this at you then. So out of all of, because we already know how our front looks like, right?
Right.
And you linebacker guy. So who's our least athletic linebacker?
LVE, man. All day.
Hey, he's our least athletic. So I heard you going back and forth.
That's a tough question.
Yeah. So I heard you going back and forth, Harper or Cox. So I'm sitting here like, but I talked to Harper personally. Yeah. And he said, if you give me an opportunity, I'm one of the most athletic linebackers on this squad. And if I'm healthy, shoot, y'all look out because I'm going to come and deliver the boom. That's him personally talking to me about that. Did you watch
his film from the last game?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Did you watch his? He was all over the place.
He was all now. I
didn't make a video on him, but he was all over the place.
He did one. He stopped his feet and let the tight end get behind him. That was his only knock when he gave up that touchdown. But
man, touchdown after they broke the 4 tackles.
Yeah, after they broke, I said, damn, that's the only negative grade you can give him.
It's a sack. He was like, it's a sack.
But he's everywhere. He's everywhere.
No, I let him off the hook on that.
Yeah.
I was mad. I was pissed off. That's what made me mad at Chauncey and those guys. I'm like, y'all got to finish, man. You should have 4 guys. He ain't Eli Manning, man. You got 4 guys touch a guy and don't bring him down. But that's partly due to them not finishing. The other half of it is the rules on the quarterback. But this is preseason. Catch that flag, man. Get the flag. Break him. Kill him. Get the flag. This ain't the playoffs. Kill him. You know what I mean? So I think they were like being a little too gentle at the end of that. And Chauncey because Chauncey physical with the guys in front of him. But then he get to the quarterback and start just reaching and touching. I need him to be a little more physical. Hold on, this is my car. Hold on 1 second.
No doubt. So why he take that down? Look, I'm telling y'all, man, this defense
I'm in the crib.
is bound to be the #1 defense in the National Football League if we continue to stride and do those things discipline-wise. Put it like this. I don't see a single weak spot on our defense, whether it be the safety or whether it be the outside cornerbacks, linebackers,
I'm on my way.
Or the front. So I don't see any weakness, man, on this defensive front. I'm trying to hold it down with my guy on the phone over here, man. But y'all know how it goes. Do y'all see any weakness over here on the defensive front? I don't see at all. So right now we are penciled in.
Or leave my keys somewhere.
Being the #1 defense in the National Football League.
I need that. All right.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Marcus Wynn. I try to hold it down for you. I know
my car, man. He like, yo, you got. He said, how long can you get here? I said, man, give me an hour. He said, no. He said, you got 30 minutes. I said, all right, man. I gotta go pick my car up, or it's gonna be sitting there all weekend, man.
All right, man. I know you got to pick up that Mercedes.
No, I got the little old BM. I don't buy nothing new no more. Man.
Oh, you got the 88 Cutlass. What you got, man? What you got?
I got a 2007 BMW 330 Xi, man, and I got my Chevy truck. That's all I drive.
And BMW, it lasts for a long time, man.
Yep. I'm like, I don't drive nothing new no more, man, because it's like I'm done chasing the Joneses, man. I'm done. Osa is going to have a Michael Bennett type year. You know my feeling on LV, AKOYE, and Law. Facts, Coach Marv. Osa, with a lot of one-on-one opportunities, Osa already was killing it when he is an undersized guy that could deal with double teams in the NFL at 285, 290 max. You know what I mean? So he reminded me of, like I said, Michael Bennett, Leroy Glover, those type of guys. Are John Randalls. They not big, but they vicious. Like you can't block him one-on-one. And you now have a guy that's constantly, whether it's Bohanna in there, Hankins in there, or Mozzie in there, they have to double those guys. And then you have to slide coverage to Parsons. So everything opposite side Parsons should have an up year. That's D-Law, Osa, anybody that can't get pressure this year with Parsons on the field need to question themselves, because now you got Mozzie, Parsons, or Hankins and Parsons. Hankins a full year in Parsons, and those guys are definitely going to account for at least 4 guys every snap. You're going to have to double, or you can't single up Parsons at all, and you can't single up any of those one techs. So if you can't win now, you just not winning. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. And I think that's why, Dan Quinn is making it his business to see whether or not what else LVE can do, right? He tried.
Why do you think they're not seeing him out there on the field right now, though? Because LVE, you mean what else he can do as far as his ability?
What else can do? Because he had hook to flat responsibilities. So now they're gonna say, okay, yeah, he had 4.5 sacks in his career. Let's see if he can use his length to get around to the quarterback. Let's see if we can utilize some of those traits to be like a poor man's AJ Hawk.
If LV can, if he can do that, if he could take some pressure off of those defensive ends and spell those guys, then I think Armstrong really will be gone. I think that's a fact. LV, though, I will say this for him: played good in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
and I always like LV doing one thing and one thing only.
What's that?
Going forward.
Oh, okay.
Everybody liked him in coverage. I don't. He can't change directions, and he's not great in space. But if you say, hey, like when he actually is decisive and runs into guys, he might not have no moves, but he flatlines the lineman that he runs into when he actually does it. He just doesn't do it that often because he keep hurting that collarbone. You know what I'm saying? He keep hurting. He keep getting the same injury. So that's the reason he's not being as decisive or as evil, as you would like him to be. But I like LV if they say, make it simple.
Make it simple for him, man.
Go get the quarterback, just make some noise back there and see what he can do on some water boy type Bobby Boucher tip, man.
Bobby Boucher, because where's do you see a weakness at on this team on the defensive side?
There is none.
There's none.
There is none.
Because Gilly, he's gonna play man. He's gonna. I don't know how Gilly's gonna play man. He's the best man-to-man corner in the league. In the league last year, and they rated Trayvon Diggs 3rd, right? And in zone cover. So where you gonna go?
And then you got the guy who led the team in interceptions and Bland.
And Bland.
Then you got they could fight it out for who number 4. This is what I want to ask you, because you was hype on him, man. You actually kind of came at me when I said something about him. Eric Scott, man. You hype on him right now?
He started off fast, didn't he? He started. He kind of.
I ain't feeling him right now, man.
He kind of, I guess, dwindled out a little bit here, but as far as his ball skills and things, he's literally like my guy Cheetah Owuzie, always almost there. All of those great catches that you see, like Jalen Tolbert on the sideline where he like to bent all of his legs back and everything. That was on Eric Scott, But Eric Scott, I believe that he can show up tonight though and change my mind.
It's not his coverage though. His coverage, even though it's almost
there.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. This is tackling. The same thing I ain't like about him before is his tackling and his ability to play off. He can't play off the ball and he can't tackle. He can't, or he don't come up to want to tackle.
Well,
I need to see that.
We'll find out. Yeah, he make those business decisions. So Eric Scott, man, come on, you got to make something happen tonight, man.
Make it happen. We rooting for you, young.
But you know who been low key, kind of like, hey, Cedric Whitrine. You know what I'm saying? He's been there. He's been making some plays. So
Cedric Whitrine.
Red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine. I thought you said Whitrine. Who that?
Red wine. I think that's how you say that man's name.
Yeah, Red wine
tonight though.
Red wine been cool.
Yeah,
I just don't know who he is. I never really got a good look at him. I didn't know who.
What's your thoughts on Kelvin Joseph then playing down inside the slot? Or
Kelvin Joseph is done no matter where you put him, in my opinion, because it's like the room is catching up to him and running past him. Like if you are our 2nd round pick 2 years ago, and now you're not mentioned as a top 4 or 5, you're not in the top 5 on this team. To me, that's already a failure. There's no way I can recover you from that. Wright's already been a developmental guy. He came in here to be a developmental guy. So I'm okay with where Wright is. He don't need to be a top 4 or 5 guy. But, you got Gilly, you got Trayvon, you got Bland, you got Mukwamu, and you got Jordan Lewis. That's your 5 right there.
And then you can't get rid of somebody you drafted. So you got Scott too. So you're
not going to cut him over KJ. because he's new. He ain't get an opportunity to do nothing yet. And then depending what Brooks ain't been making no noise, but I like how he came down and tackled last game though. But you contended with the guys at the bottom of the roster, and you're a second round pick. I think it's best for KJ and this team if he just go try to figure it out elsewhere. He's not.
Here's the thing: it's all about sponsors, as Brian Brothers would say. Mm-hmm. So he got Bones in his corner. Mm-hmm. Bones Foster really loved KJ, and as well as Al Harris. He just loved the ideal of what KJ does. I think that he see himself in KJ, but KJ haven't hit the potentials of what even Al Harris did in the National Football League. So it's one of those things. Whereas anybody need a big night would be KJ tonight. He need a big game.
100%. Oh, real quick, appreciate you, Coach Marv. Shout out to you, and we will do a show. We'll do a show. I don't got a problem with that. I when I go live and I tell everybody to jump on, the only person who ever used to jump on is Law. Everybody else just sit there and the link will be sitting there. Today I'm cutting it short because I'm going to go run and get my car. Definitely we could do a show for sure. I'll do a show with anybody.
Because I hit you up before the end of last season. I was saying like, okay, let's pick out a date, whether it be Monday,
Wednesdays,
or something like that. Just a 1 hour show.
I love that because I like to talk, and I can't really. I could talk by myself, obviously, but it's a lot easier when you sitting right there and we just can go back and forth real quick. And you always sit in front of your computer anyway, ready to go. And when I'm ready to go, I'm like, look, let's go. But let's jump on, man. Let's jump on at all times. I'm definitely with that. But back to your he has allies. Allies is one thing, paycheck and expectations is another. And when you got a guy that you draft that high, you put that much stock on. I don't think Jerry trying to hear he a special teams gunner, and I don't think Jerry trying to hear he's a project. When if he was a project, then give me my money back for Gilly. That's what Jerry gonna say, because I had to go get Gilly because of this project. So you gonna give me my money back? No. So he wouldn't be here if he was that high. If Al Harris was that high on him, he would have told Jerry, and so would the scouts. They would have said, I mean, I like Gilly at this point, but I want to see what we can do with KJ.
Technically, what you're saying is, if we would have hit on KJ, there wouldn't have been no Stephon Gilmore.
We wouldn't have went after.
We wouldn't even have to need him, right?
Wouldn't
have been Diggs and KJ.
If KJ and they thought KJ could be what they want him to be, they wouldn't have entertained Gilmore.
Yeah, it would have been Asante Samuel and Diggs. You can foresee those two being on the outside, even though Asante, is what he is. But that would have been crazy. It would have been crazy good for us. Yeah.
So nah. KJ not it, man. KJ not it. Let me see what else people saying real quick, and then I'm gonna get out here so I can get my car. They're gonna leave my Jones sitting there.
Yeah.
People always hating on Joseph and he not getting cut. So Law give the Joseph hate a break. Hey man, Law ain't hating. It's a reality. It's a reality.
Hey, hold on. If it's anybody that want to hype somebody, is me. I want to hype. I tell you what. If you can find me some clips that I can compile together, and I will literally put some hype film out there. I can't even do it, but I can do it for Eric Scott. I'm hype guy. You know what I'm saying? Kelvin Joseph, even his people think that I don't like him, but I do. You know what I'm saying?
I root for him.
It's Scottsdale, Louisiana, man. It's right there. It's like literally 70 miles from my crib. I got his kin folks in my phone right now. I want to hype the dude. You know what I'm saying? But how?
Yeah, I don't think people thinking about that. It's like he's a second round draft pick that is the best athlete or one of the best athletes at corner on his team. I would say the best, maybe. I think he's fast, big, got length, strong, can hit. He's just not getting it when to turn around and get the ball, man. He got
you know who else can be that for me too?
Who?
I hyped up Luke Schoonmaker so much. That if that Jalen Hyatt kid continue to do, even though it's preseason, but he caught that long touchdown pass from the dude that all of the Eagles people think that I'm hating on, Tyrod Taylor. So when I said that Jalen Hurts is Tyrod Taylor, but that's a whole nother story. Because here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Say it again. What is he?
Jalen Hurts and Tyrod Taylor the same person, because you go back and look at that touchdown pass and you look at the previous play before that, it was literally like seeing Jalen Hurts. And on top of that, they say, Law, you don't know football. Well, I encourage people to watch 2015 and 2016 Tyrod Taylor, and those 2 seasons of numbers are just comparable to the last 2 seasons that Jalen Hurts just had with less weapons. He didn't have the number 1 offensive line, nor an A.J. Brown and Smitty, but so many Eagles fans think that I'm hating. You can't even give Eagles fans a props on their player without them thinking that you're hating.
Everything
I can't make this stuff up.
I got cursed out by this dude, Tom Stacks. I'm gonna say his name again because I'm about to drop this interview tomorrow because he was killing me on Twitter. Man, I'm like, yo, because I was coming at the Mozzie versus Jalen Carter conversation.
Yeah,
I'm like, to say that you think someone is better than another player doesn't make the other player a bum.
Trash.
Saying KJ is a bum. I just said KJ is best for this team, and KJ, if KJ went elsewhere, why? Because he would probably be higher on the depth chart.
True.
He's not going to be there here. So I'm trying to help the kid, not hurt him while saying that. It's the same thing with Jalen Carter versus Mozzie. If you got a top 10 guy, this is what my philosophy was on it. A top 10 guy that they telling me you got to manage him because he's not all the way dedicated to the game. His weight is ballooned up. He's not working out in the pro days and stuff like that. And he has the off-field issues, okay? And he's the top 10 guy. And then he only plays 3 tech. And I got Mozzie who can play 3 tech and 1 tech and is dedicated and is strong as hell. I'm going to say he better. That don't mean that I think Jalen Carter is a bum. That just means it's a lot of baggage over there that I didn't like coming into it. And that's what I put Mozzie above Jalen Carter because of that. When your focus is on the game, and we know better than anybody else, than any other team, about guys who are questionable guys who aren't focused on the game. We talk about one with KJ now. We had Rico gathered. We always got one sitting somewhere that we went and got. Some of them work out, like Pac-Man was okay when he came here. But we get guys that are questionable guys that work. Some of them work. Dez worked out real good. You know what I mean? Some work, some don't. But we know. So if I say, hey, I don't want the guy that got the question marks, it's because we deal with so many guys with question marks. I'm done with question marks. So, of course, I will still say, and I stand on it, I think Mozzie is better than Jalen Carter. But Jalen Carter, to me, is another Aaron Donald type of guy. So that's how good I think Mozzie can be. I think Mozzie, because he gives me versatility, if he's a A grade 1 tech, but a C or B grade 3 tech or pass rusher, I win.
You win.
I win.
You win.
He could do more.
And here's the thing is, I had a guy when I was out there at Oxnard. He's I'm talking about a big Georgia Bulldog fan. And he said that he loved Jordan Davis, but Jordan Davis at times, he be overweight and his stamina. He's good for a few plays, but not many. But the other problem is with Jalen Carter. I'm talking about 2 different players, but they both on the same team now. Jalen Carter, he's not all the way dedicated. And that's no hate or shade. He said when they are down or when it slumps and the pressure get upon him, he don't elevate his game.
Yeah.
Right? So now you got 2 of those things. And if you think we lying over here, name me what the moves that the Eagles just did today. They went and made some interior defensive tackle moves. They went and signed some people, or they in contingents of signing people for the interior for help, for rotation. So it's just what it is.
Why would you be doing that when you just got Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter? That don't even make sense.
It is what it is, but it is what it is. But their defensive front should be still collectively good, but it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same as what they did. They're not finna get 70+ sacks this season.
Oh yeah, it ain't gonna happen. No. It ain't gonna happen, man. But yeah, man. Listen, man. I appreciate you jumping on. I got to jump on. I got to drive all the way down to South Philly real quick, and I ain't nowhere near South Philly. So, and I got to go pick somebody up to drive my other car so I can get to South Philly. So I got to go. But I appreciate you jumping on, and I will be back on probably tomorrow. But let's keep jumping on. Let's set a date too. Like we can do it offline, whatever day you ready. I know your schedule is way packed too. So let me know when you want to do it, and we'll stick to it. I know Wednesdays is a sweet spot for me, so we could do Wednesday. Yeah, anytime after 7, I'm on. I'm with it. You know
shoot, Wednesday probably work, man. That's when all 22s will already be here. We'd have been able to watch the game.
I need to talk to you about that too, man. The zone that stole the code for the all 22 on Game Pass. Game Pass gone, man.
Oh no.
Oh, you got
shoot,
your.
I don't know.
Got,
well, hit me up with your plug then, man. We gonna have to all communicate.
Yeah, we gotta figure this out, man. I was mad last week. Like, what's going on here?
No
but I got you.
Bro. But all right, man. I know you got to bounce, man. All right,
Peace.
salute.
Thanks, Coach Marv, too. Talk to all y'all. DP Johnson out. Law Nation. Salute, man.
Salute.
Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.